Alexander, Strategic Planning Committee Chair and member of the Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia Board of Directors. On behalf of the board, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to our virtual annual meeting. I also want to recognize our sponsor, UnitedHealthcare. You can click on the link below to view a message from their new CEO, Ms. Tamika Smith. UnitedHealthcare has sponsored our annual meeting for the past 4 years, and we truly appreciate their continued support. And now I'd like to introduce our Chief Executive Officer, Steve Zolas.
Hi, I'm Steve Zolas, Chief Executive Officer for Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia. Welcome to our annual meeting. To kick us off, here's a message from Governor Ralph Northam.
Hi, I'm Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. Thank you for inviting me to participate in the annual meeting of the Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia. I want to start by thanking you for all your leadership and hard work during this unprecedented health crisis. I know the last year has been hard for everyone, and our state and local agencies have faced unprecedented challenges. But Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia has met these challenges head on, providing more than 340,000 meals, distributing care packages, and making thousands of wellness calls to offset the dangers of social isolation. You continue to reach beyond yourselves to improve the lives of your fellow Virginians and help people stay safe and healthy. The staff at Senior Services have worked quickly and strategically to provide virtual programming for services such as Medicare benefits counseling, wellness workshops, and nutrition counseling. The ability to pivot and think creatively has enabled thousands of older adults to continue receiving crucial services from the safety of their own homes. The theme of the Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia annual report is extraordinary times, extraordinary deeds, and extraordinary people. I want to acknowledge these extraordinary people, the 100 employees and scores of volunteers who have gone to great lengths to serve a vulnerable population that suddenly found itself in need of food, personal items, and other essential services. This is all possible because of the support of community partners, local community foundations, donors, and program sponsors, many of whom are present here. So thank you to the individuals and organizations who have contributed. We know that this virus disproportionately affects seniors and individuals with disabilities, and your support has never been more vital. While the vaccination efforts underway are a much-needed symbol of hope, we also know that this is only the beginning of what will be a months-long process to receive, distribute, and administer the vaccine as it becomes available. On behalf of our Commonwealth, I want to thank you for your dedicated service and continued partnership. I am grateful for all of you, and I know Virginians are as well. Thank you so much.
2020 presented us with a truly extraordinary year. COVID-19 changed our country, our community, and our organization as we shifted gears to meet the needs of the most vulnerable population, our older adults. These extraordinary times were met with extraordinary deeds by some very extraordinary people. Today, we want to recognize our first responders. While the pandemic changed the way we work, play, and live our lives, they remained on the front lines to keep our community safe and our older adults healthy, active, and engaged. Let's take a look at some of the extraordinary deeds that these extraordinary people accomplished in 2020. 2020 was an earth-shaking year as a global pandemic and the recognition of widespread social inequity shook the foundations of the nations around the world, our country, and Southampton Roads. Senior Services met these challenges head on as heroes, our staff, stepped up to meet every challenge. 76 individuals from our staff came together for 2 listening sessions to better understand one another and to have an open dialogue about social equity and racial unity. Together, we made a commitment to be the change we want to see. We would do this by demonstrating social equity to each other and to our community. Our drivers shifted gears from delivering people to making no-contact deliveries of meals, PPE items such as masks and wipes, and personal care items like toilet paper and personal hygiene products. This was a Herculean effort. In just 12 months, a stunning 344,000 meals were delivered to our seniors. And while delivering such an enormous amount of food and personal care items, our drivers continued to provide medical transportation for clients in need of dialysis, chemotherapy, and wound care. COVID put older adults in an increased state of social and physical isolation. Becoming socially isolated creates the perfect storm for the development of depression, stress, anxiety, acute illness, and even the risk of suicide. Thankfully, even through extended stay-at-home orders, our heroes were there to help them remain healthy, active, and engaged. Our wellness team implemented virtual programming, including evidence-based wellness workshops and an online nutrition program called Cooking from My Pantry. Did you know that we received over 22,000 calls for assistance in 2020? And that means our resource specialists were working extra hard to line up the proper service for each request. Under normal circumstances, our options counselors interact with clients face-to-face. That's an important component in determining how to best assist them. This year, however, they adjusted to provide this service by phone and computer. They made more than 3,600 referrals to ensure the essential needs of older adults were met. Each year, the Center for Aging staff run across a wide spectrum of needs out in the community, and 2020 was no exception. Over 800 individuals received care transitions intervention. Over 7,100 hours of respite care were provided, and more than 10,500 hours of personal care were provided. When 178 older adults found themselves in a state of emergency, the Center for Aging staff were there to help. Altogether, $59,000 was spent in emergency relief for older adults experiencing situations such as loss of heat in the wintertime and flooded homes during hurricane season. The unbiased counsel older adults receive is critical to their ongoing health and wellness. With the COVID pandemic in full swing, health insurance became even more important to older adults. Our benefits counselors, who normally coach face-to-face, took on the challenge of serving thousands of Medicare beneficiary clients by phone and computer. As a result, they saved over $750,000 for Medicare beneficiaries during the open enrollment season. Community support is essential to our service delivery model, and this year, support from the community was both super and heroic. Our volunteer forces swelled to 441 superheroes who loaded their vehicles with meals that they delivered to hungry older adults right here in Southampton Roads. Volunteers also picked up their phones and made comfort calls and helped us to package activity kits that were sent to homes so older adults could remain healthy, active, and engaged. Another exciting opportunity that 2020 brought us was the opening of the Hayden Village Center in Franklin, Virginia. Located in the newly renovated historic Hayden High School, this campus for creative aging is home to 28 affordable apartments made specifically for older adults. It also serves as the Western Tidewater hub of operations for Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia programs. On March 1st, we opened the doors to a crowd of older adults, many of whom were alumni of the former school.
What's it like being back?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
The new building and its facilities include a medical clinic for people of all ages that's operated by the Bon Secours Southampton Memorial Hospital, a large multi-purpose community space available for special events, flexible office and meeting space for community health and counseling services, a food pantry run by the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia, as well as the Della Hayden Memorial Garden. We're so excited to bring this wonderful facility to the Western Tidewater community. The Hayden Village Center is truly a campus for creative aging. We are so grateful for the contributions and grants received during this most difficult year. We want to thank the following individuals, businesses, and charitable organizations whose support and generosity allowed Senior Services to serve our community even as the COVID-19 pandemic began to impact our region. With your help, we were able to quickly provide for the urgent needs of thousands of older adults throughout the Southampton Roads and Western Tidewater regions. On behalf of our board of directors and our staff, we say thank you. Thank you very much. I also want to thank the hundreds of individual donors who stepped forward so generously in 2020 to contribute a total of $87,212. Your gifts helped us to provide more meals to hungry seniors, offset the dangers of social isolation, and allowed our options counselors to provide a wealth of critical in-home services. So what's next? As a result of the changes our community has gone through this past year, many older adults are ready to learn and embrace technology. Now more than ever, they are recognizing the benefits of staying connected virtually with family, with friends, and healthcare providers. Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia is spearheading the HealthWise Connectivity Project in conjunction with Prime Plus Senior Center, Westminster Canterbury Retirement Community, EVMS, and the Birdsong Foundation. This project pairs coaches with older adults and teaches them how to use technology to remain healthy, active, and engaged. Extraordinary times, extraordinary deeds, and extraordinary people. That's Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia. Thank you for your ongoing support. We look forward to an exciting 2021. And here to wrap us up is a special message from Senator Mark Warner.
Hi, I'm Virginia Senator Mark Warner. I think we're all glad to see 2020 in the rearview mirror. And so happy New Year for 2021. We all know that we have been living through extraordinarily challenging times with COVID. That's brought great economic hardship. It's also brought huge healthcare hardship, particularly to our senior community. That's why I want to particularly thank Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia for the incredible work you've done helping our seniors in Southeastern Virginia through COVID. I know you've delivered over 300,000 meals. You've helped over 600 senior households get the kind of PPE and other assistance they need to get through the virus. I know how important, for example, delivery of meals is. My dad was a Meals on Wheels delivery person until he was in his early 90s. I know he brought not only meals, but that good cheer and human contact that's so necessary. I know that's a little more challenging during COVID, but again, I cannot commend Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia enough for all that you've done, all that you'll continue to do, and I hope once we all get vaccinated, we can celebrate your great work together in person. Thanks so much.